Hello and welcome to Change Coach Conversations number 8. This one is going to be knowing where solutions come from. So I had an order. I don't know if anyone paid any attention to it, but I had like 15 or so slotted out. But you guys are giving me great feedback about what you want to hear about. And so I moved this one up from another order. So ignore the order if you've seen it somewhere and let me know. I have many topics, lots of stuff I could talk about. But if there is something that you want to hear about sooner rather than later, just let me know and I'll bump it up. So knowing where solutions come from. This is a really simple one. It's super simple. And it's also really essential. It's what makes our job as coaches incredibly easy, incredibly kind of focused and direct, so that we just know where to go and we know where to point. So if your client has an issue that looks like a real problem to them, to the extent that you know where they're going to find the solution, like where their peace, where their clarity, where their answers are going to come from, it's really easy because you just point them right there. So the example that kept coming to mind this morning as I was thinking about this is, if my kid comes to me and is like, I'm hungry, which happens all the time, right? I'm hungry, I need a snack, I'm hungry, what can I have? If I know the snacks are in the kitchen, I'm going to send them to the kitchen. Like, I don't have to think, oh my gosh, this is a problem. What are we going to have? What are you going to eat? Where are you going to find it? Where is it going to come from? Nope. I know the snacks live in the kitchen. So, and I don't actually say this to my kids because they're too young to choose their own snacks most of the time still, but I say, hey, go to the kitchen. That's where the snacks live, right? Super simple. Exactly the same with our clients. Our clients will come with confusion and habits and anxiety and indecision and relationship problems and all kinds of things that are really real, painful issues for them. And if when we know where their clarity, where their solutions are going to come from, we just point them directly there, right to the kitchen, right? So what is the source of their solutions and their clarity? It's them. It's them. It's in them 100% of the time. So 100% of the time, they have their own answers. They have their own clarity. They have their own solutions. And it's only covered by a little bit of thinking that looks real. I can say that with 100% certainty, 100% of the time, in any situation and anything that we're ever up against. It's in us. The treasure is buried in your client. You don't have it. You don't know their solution. You don't know what they should do, right? How could you? How could we know that for someone else? But they have it, and it's buried, and it's really not buried that deeply, but it's buried by some thinking that looks real. Now, what we know about that thinking that looks real is that it's constantly shifting. It's constantly changing, and it's never really held in place, but it feels like it's held in place when we think it's real, when we're saying dead end, real problem, real obstacle, I need a solution, I need you to give it to me, I need help. Then we keep that thinking there innocently, right? We're just looking at it, and we're really kind of in there with it. When we can help point our clients back to them, and we can help them relax, and truly, that's all we do, is we help them relax, because this is the design of human beings. When human beings relax, and even when we're not relaxed, our thinking is always shifting. But when we can help someone see, oh wow, this thing that looks like such a problem is only ever thinking that looks real, and it's in motion, and it's moving, and it's got to move through you, and it's not as scary as it seems, and we help them understand their experience and see more about how their experience works, they naturally start to relax. Their experience moves through them so much more quickly, and then they get to see, oh, I do know what to do. I do have that peace I'm looking for within me. I do have the solution to my problem. I do have the answers that I need within me. It's just been covered up. Now, as I say this, on the one hand, it might sound really obvious. Like, of course, that's what we do as coaches, right? We help people relax so their mind can clear, and then they find their own answers. But what is super important about this type of conversation, this type of coaching that we're talking about here, is I really want you to see this because it's so big. This is all we do. All we ever do. So we never have to go to the level of someone's problem and try to help them solve it, because we as change coaches, as people in this conversation, see, no, that's not what's going on. Like, you have everything you need. You just get a little bit of cloud cover in the way. Just have some thinking in the way that looks real. And if I jump at your level where this is a solid problem and it needs a fix and it needs it now, and I try to help you fix that, I mean, I might have some ideas, but if I'm jumping at your level, I'm not really helping you much. Really not much at all. It's so much bigger than that. So again, it might look obvious, like, oh, of course you help them relax, you help them see that their thinking clears, and then they find their own solution. Yes, and only that. Now, we do that in various ways, right? We do that in so many different ways. We do that through conversation. We do that through listening. We do that through metaphor and illustration and sharing our stories at times and just being quiet and letting them share theirs. Like, there's so many different ways that we do that, but it's really cool to see that it's all the exact same thing. It's all toward the exact same end. And the end is that their mind relaxes and their own clarity and solutions and wisdom come through them, from them, never ever from you as the coach. So I hope you can kind of get a feel for how awesome this is, because again, all of these change coach conversations have been making this, I hope, sound really, really simple, because it is very simple. Now, again, there's many ways we do what we do, but it's all toward one end. If you can be with any person and know, here's my job to help them find their clarity, not give them answers, not brainstorm, not commiserate about the problem, but to help them see that their thinking is not the truth, help them relax into their experience and know that everything they need is going to come from within them. You know exactly what to do. You know how you're going to do it in a moment. That's always changing. But you know what your job is. You know what to do. You know where the leverage is. You know where the impact comes from. And it's amazing. It makes our job so much easier. It lightens our load. It keeps our mind free so we can just be there human to human with another human being in a conversation. And that's really all coaching ever is a human to human conversation, a dance back and forth where we're just exploring with that person, seeing how their clarity and their solutions are going to come up from them. So hope this is helpful. I hope it kind of simplifies things, because it definitely does in practice. It's amazing to know exactly where the solutions come from so that we know exactly where to point every single time. So thanks so much for listening. I'll be back next Wednesday with Change Coach Conversation number 9. I feel like this might be 9. I don't know. I have to check. But with the next one. And let me know. I have a list of topics and things that I've thought are helpful to talk about, but I would love to hear what you want to hear more about. And if you want to get really good at pointing toward where the solutions come from, check out the Change Coach training. It starts in late January. Check it out as soon as you can, because there are only 3 spots left, which is really awesome. So grab one of those 3 spots if it has your name on it. Let me know if you want to talk more about it. And have a great week. And I'll see you back here next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.